Hello everyone, my name is Dr. N. working as an assistant professor in the Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science. So in this lecture series, we are going to see what is meant by files, what is meant by modules, and what is meant by packages. So in this unit 4, first we are going to see what is meant by an exception. So what are the different types of exceptions are available, how to handle an exception. Okay, so let us start this session. So first we are going to see exception handling in Python. So this presentation will explore effective strategies for managing errors in Python programming, covering key techniques, common pitfalls, some real-world example to improve the reliability and user experience. So first thing, what is mean by exception handling? So Python exception handling allows a program to gracefully handle unexpected errors. For an example, if you give a invalid input, for an example, in your program, if you give the path of the file, for an example, the file does not exist, the path does not exist means it generates an errors. So this is called as an exception handling. How to handle these kind of errors? So that is called as an exception handling. So what are the main challenge for handling an exception is, first we have to develop a system that can withstand and recover errors is a crucial for maintaining functionality and readability. Next, what are the different types of errors in Python? In generally, there are so many types of errors are available. Here they are showing some simple examples. One is syntax errors, then name errors. So if you familiarize yourself with common error types to improve your debugging skills also and enhance the coding efficiency. While writing a program, you must include the exception concept in your program. So the main reason behind it is, so when you enter the wrong thing, it show a message to you. For an example, when you insert a ATM card in your ATM center, if you entered a correct PIN number, it goes to the next step. For an example, withdrawing or deposit or whatever it may be. When you enter a wrong number, when you enter a wrong PIN number, it shows an error messages, which means that the number you have entered is a wrong. So that kind of error is an important. So you must include the exception concept in your program. It is a very, very important one. Then next one, so if you are a debugger, this is the thing I have conducted in my class. I have conducted one role play. If you are a debugger, how to resolve the things. For an example, how to immerse yourself in the role to enhance problem solving skill by diagnosing and fixing the issue in a fun and interactive way. So this is I have conducted in my class. So the next thing is, what are the error types and solution? That is a very, very important. In case if what kind of errors occurs, how to resolve that. That knowledge should be very, very important. So Python exception handling structure. In generally, there are three concepts are mainly used. One is try, then except, then else, then finally. So let us see all these concepts one by one. So before that, you must understand what is the difference between error and exception. So I will explain with one simple line. Error is a serious problem in the program logic that cannot be handled. Example include a syntax error or memory error. So these are all called as an error. So exception means it less severe problems that occur the runtime. It can be managed. For an example, invalid input, missing files. If you give the proper input, the exception won't occur. So this is called as an exception. So before that, we must understand that what is mean by try, then how except block, else block, finally blocks are worked. First, let us start with one by one. The try block contains the code that might write an exception. If an exception occurs within the try block, the execution of try block is immediately stopped and control is transferred to the corresponding except block. So the except block specify the type of exception it can handle. If a matching exception occurs, the code within this block is executed. So multiple except blocks can be used in Python. A generic except blocks can catch any exception not got by more specific except block. Then what is meant by an else block? It is an optional block. The code within a else block is executed only if no exception occurs within a try block. Then finally, what is meant by a finally? It is also an optional block. The code within finally block is always executed regardless of whether an exception occur or not and whether it was handled or not. In general, this block is commonly used for cleaning up operations such as closing the file, releasing the resources. If we acquire some resources for some purpose, if we want to release that resources, we can, in that situation, we can include this particular block. So next one, this is a custom exception, which means that we have to include then an exception in our program to handle certain things. For an example, if any kind of if I want to handle any kind of exceptions, I will tell you with one example, that is if I insert the wrong PIN number while using an ATM card, it automatically throws some exception. So that is a simple example for one exception. It is this is at the end of the class. I have always conducted a test. So what are the things that we have learned? So based on that, we have conducted a test. Sometimes we have conducted that as first I form a team members, then I have conducted a test among them. Yeah, this is a application and future scope. For an example, in this one, we are going to cover the two important points. First one is explore the advanced capabilities and feature development tools that enhance performance and user experience across different sectors. Another important point in this slide is investigate the diverse application of technology across industries such as healthcare, finance, education. So because if you enter into the so many areas, if you started to learn so many areas, you can get a more knowledge in that. Yeah, so this is a summary and mind map for this entire session. So in this session, initially we have seen what is meant by an exception. Then we have seen what is the difference between error and exception. Then what are the different types of exceptions are available. Then what is the difference between try, except, finally, and catch blocks. So that's all about that. If you have any doubt on this session, on this PP on this lecturer, comment on comment section. Thank you.